G'day, Josh is back with another State of the Economy. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I know you guys are getting this video a bit early because no way in hell I'm doing a one of these on Christmas Day. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, come on, bro! Can you do it on Christmas Day, man? I thought you were dedicated. I thought you'd be on here Christmas Day, mate." All I'm gonna say, if you are, I'm gonna say it straight up, if you're playing Lost Ark on Christmas Day, it's either A that you don't have a family to celebrate with, and I recommend like you have a friend list or whatever it is, because people life of connection is very very important. Trust me, you probably realize this in the future as well. Friends and family, don't take them for granted. And also, I'm gonna say right now, Christmas food is delicious. I mean, you can't beat a good ham, you can't beat good chicken, oh, and dessert as well. Okay, you can't beat a good pudding. But anyways, let's talk about basically what we're here for. Basically, is how to look at the market, how the market's going so far. Now, I did receive a comment in the last video as well. I was doing the introduction. Is that people have been talking about why busing has been slowly dying out, and a lot of people have been highlighting, as my previous video before, is mainly just gameplay issues currently, and that's been one of the big issues that people are worried about, with there's random DCs and stuff like that. And basically, I'll read the full comments from Day Night Gaming. He said, busing slowly going away because of two main reasons. One, disconnects makes it hell. Two, Lost Ark has not replenished the population of new players. Which, funnily enough, those are the two main points. I mean, I probably ripped his ideas, but at the same time, I have been mentioning this for quite a while. And basically, he basically now hits the nail on both the heads. It's like those are the two reasons why buses seeming to be going down, and the game population has been starting to go down. But anyways, let's get started with the bossing, okay? Now, with the bossing at the moment, I suspect that Abyssal Dungeons, well, basically, 900G in book is yours. I guess these are back somewhat, which is pretty awesome, actually. So some carries there as well. Argos, well, I gotta say right now, I love the Makoko person in here as well, but I guess they upped the Makoko to a bit higher to make it a bit easier for newer players to come in, so 1400. But you can see here some people who still do the carry so far. So 1.5k has been the new amount. It's gone up slightly. Now let's talk about the Legion raid in particular. They actually did mention this on I think it's the Lost Ark Winter, the convention, and they said they did want to limit the gold a bit, cut the gold a bit for Voltan and Vicus, mainly because that was contributing to gold inflation. So they are looking to cut gold inflation as well, so be aware of that. So we got a solo bus here for Voltan, which I'm going to say is pretty impressive on hard mode Voltan, actually. I know some people used to do it by 2.2k, pretty cheap. Vicus, I'm going to say it's probably still pretty high, but no carries of Vicus today, but we'll just leave it as a 4 or 5k as it was previously. Probably not going to get any, Cackle Sidon carries anytime soon. Do you have any carriers for Broshazi yet? No, not yet at the moment. Not yet at all. So, pretty much just only Voltan and Vicus. But talking about the buses overall, is that basically Smilegate are probably going to reduce the gold that you get from Voltan and Vicus. So, I'm not sure when, but that's their main intention. So it might be time to see if you want to push your characters a bit further, or just don't bother about it, okay, at this stage until you see the numbers that Smilegate want to do. Essentially, they want to, how much they want to get rid of these things. Now, next up, we're going to go to the Mario Store, and we're going to see me struggle on clicking X on a box for a bit. So we're going to go to Mario Store currently. And Mario Store will probably pop up very, very shortly. I'm going to say here, I've noticed the blue crystals have gone down on some of the objects here, which has been pretty awesome. But overall, the main thing we're here for is we're here for the blue crystals. Now, blue crystals gone up to 3.3k, but you can get more gold from the royal crystals as well. You can see here, basically, the blue crystals only this high, and yeah, like I say, it's probably a small volume at the moment with the blue crystal price, given the fact it'll probably fall parity here shortly. So I'd say overall, it's gone down slightly, so that's probably a good thing essentially as well. Actually, never mind. Sorry, I read the wrong thing. Apparently, I read here. That's for recent prices ages ago, but it's gone down slightly. But you can see here that basically in the midpoint is the 3294 region if you want to buy it right now. So I guess blue crystals have gone up, but it's been stabilizing around that 3.2k mark. I'm going to say it's probably around the announcement that they're trying to cut gold inflation. So if they cut gold inflation, this may go down. Potentially, it may go down, but we'll have to essentially wait and see. And you can see here, even some people still on the gold price, even the crystal price has just gone down to 3,120. But maybe that's just a manipulating the market. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Next up, we're going to go to the auction house. at auction house, we're going to take a real look at honing mats. So now with honing mats so far as well, we see the tier 1 to tier 3 or 1G now, since there's a new set of mats. Next up, we're going to see the next mats, obliteration stones, protection stones, currently at the same price currently. I've got to say, like, you know, there's a lot of protection stones being sold and not too many destruction stones. However, destruction stones have gone up, sorry, obliteration stones have gone up to 9.3 before as well. Now the fusion materials, basically both now 11, simple's gone up to 11 as well. Guess that's the new class, and on superior's at 19. Now the leap stones, I'm going to say harmony and life leap stones are almost equaling each other as well. Now you can see here a lot of the epic and legendary book mats are roughly the same price. Honor leap stones have crept back a bit. Greater honor leap stones have stayed where they are. And solar blessings and solar graces have got slightly cheaper. Remember when these were like 150, 200G each, now they're 112 and 49. I'm just going to say at this stage, it's probably because they really don't matter in the scheme of things for real shards and mats anyway to be successful or not. Now, massive armor honor leap stones, which is basically 5 graders, are now 169. I guess they're a lot cheaper, given the fact that it takes 5 of these to create one of these. Now, next up, we're going to go to the pouches. I'm going to say, am I just seeing things? Or honor shard pouches are cheaper than harmony and life shard pouches. This is actually quite interesting that honor shard pouches are still, you know, in fact, they're dropping below harmony shard pouches, which is a bit bewildering to me. Actually, it's very, very bewildering to me that honor shards keep going down. Like, I just don't understand, because you need a lot of honor shard pouches. But it could be to the fact that some people have said as well that it's not the shard pouches that are the issue. It's the gold and silver, as you can see here, that's the issue that people don't have. Hence why, like, you know, they're a lot cheaper, is that it's not the issue. It's not too much in demand anymore. And lo and behold, not least here, you can see here that the relic books are lots more expensive, given the fact that you have like a 10%, 5%, 3% chance, which is pretty significant. Now, we're going to take a look at the potions and the food to see where we're heading as well. So potions up first. And man, I always stuff up the potions, don't I? Elemental potions have ducked, dived, and dipped quite a bit, so they're not in demand anymore. It used to be 50G, but now they're substantially below 50G. Same with time stops as well. So they've dipped a lot. So you can probably get your consumables for very, very cheap. Now let's look at the bombs here as well. Bombs, I gotta say, still pretty much at the similar price that they were before. I think potions, you know, get to the point in progression where, you know, the battle items are still being used, but the potions aren't being used so much. So pretty much since the potions aren't being used so much, therefore basically go less in demand, and it becomes a bit easier. But however, the bombs and the grenades are always in demand, therefore the prices will go up. Grenades, I gotta say, overall the grenades have gone slightly down, not too much, but, you know, seems like in the range of things as well, so that's pretty much fine. We're gonna actually take a look at the food this time, so we don't forget. And am I gonna get trolled and tier 2 food is still gonna be more expensive than tier 3 food? Fortunately not. Okay. Well, I always get enraged about this. Everyone knows I get enraged about this, because every single time we see this goddamn expert steak, which is at tier 2, being more expensive than tier 3, but it's close. It is close. And I still don't understand it whatsoever. Next up, we're going to go to engravings. Pretty much like engravings, I gotta say right now, won't be really worth too much to look at in the future, given the fact that you can't flip them anymore. You used to be able to flip them, despite that rude guy telling me, like, oh, you could never flip them. I guess you could, because they're actually tradable. But overall, I'm going to say a lot of the class 1s, especially the new class 1s, are going to be quite expensive. And actually surprised that True Courage is selling at 90G, given that Desperate Salvation is generally the one that people use. But as you can see here, a lot of the class 1s are up for sale quite high. So basically, if you do grind a few, if you want to grind a few, you know, you can get a bit of extra gold here and there from it. Now, blue ones overall, blue ones have a similar area as well, and this is pretty yikers, given that a Mayhem's going for 5,000, which no one's going to buy. But you can see here, like, even in class 1s, even EH, 150G, 140G, even some combat ones are going for quite expensive as well, which, you know, if you do get some in the blue area, you can probably put them on the market. And this also lends credence to the theory as well. Someone did mention, well, not someone did mention it, they said, like, you know, not many new players are coming in, therefore not many blue or green books are coming in either, because no one's doing that content anymore. Everyone's doing the purple and legendary content. Now you can see here, Summoner, basically the new class, their books are going to be a bit expensive in the meantime, but the class books have got slightly expensive in the epic rank, but not as expensive as the ones before it, such as rare and uncommon. Now we're going to get to the legendary books. You can see here Summon, of course, being the top, and Class Engraving still being the top, and Grudge being 11k. But I say overall, like some of the other classes and even the combat engravings getting quite cheap as well. Being Ambush Master back at 3.5, Cursed Doll at 4.1k, Hitmaster that's a big drop by the way. Hitmaster at 3.6k. You get your Awakening at 4k now as well, Adrenaline at 6k, but that's pretty, slightly expensive. Ray Captain. You've got some really good ones that are now, for some classes, even Barricade, for example, Supercharge as well, that are just trading at like 700g per one now, which you could probably get pretty cheaply now. Next up, we're going to check the gold market, which is going to be pets and skins. Generally, pets and skins are all about that gold market to see where it's heading. And you can see here, there's a lot of skins for sale. But you can see at the back here, the platinum one's still quite expensive. But you can see here, the ones from the previous, holidays, like the summer ones, stuff like that, they've gone up slightly by inflation as people try to sell it for a bit more. They're probably obviously comparing it to the gold price on the market, so how much they purchase it for. And some people still have the summer ones as well. The main thing to notice as well with the skin prices as well, it hasn't sold for the last 5 days. So a lot of people are hanging onto these skins, hoping it will sell. So you can see here, basically only very few of them have actually sold. So that's kind of a issue for some of these people who try to resell or flip it, that flipping and reselling these sort of items and stuff like that may not be a good idea, given the fact that it's basically a game of patience at this stage. Now we get to pets. You can see here the pet market, some of them are selling as well, with the Nutcracker selection selling as well. And you can see down here a few people selling it here, but I gotta mention here, some of these other ones aren't selling too much. I mean, look at the back market as well. None of these are selling despite the increasing prices they're putting them at. It seems like they're trying to increase the price they want to sell at, but no one's buying and no one really wants to buy, essentially, either. I mean, Jamis is probably the most rarest pet here, but no one really wants to buy him, essentially. And now that's going to be it for the market so far. I'm going to go straight to the gem market as well. And we're going to upgrade this to all, so we can see all the gems. And we can upgrade this to tier 3 as well. Now we're going to go straight to the legendary market. It's generally an inflation cap for gold to see where everything's at. And I'm going to say level 7 gems have dropped substantially, as you can see here. I mean, I remember when they used to hit 20k. Now they're going on the lower end of 10k. Which means that you can probably buy some of these to gather up, probably a normal set so far if you're a newer player. But problem is, like, to get 10k gold as a newer player, you have to dump pretty much a lot of money in. However, a lot of it now is in the relic gem market. As you can see here, basically people selling relic gems, especially Crimson Flame gems, actually. You can see it's all cooldown gems, because I think probably the most in demand ones are going to be the damage gems, which are going to be these ones. And you can see there, like, a lot of the cooldown gems are on the market. Trying to get a damage gem is basically like, if you flip the legendary gems, getting a damage gem is basically like a 3 times upgrade from getting a cooldown gem. I mean, look at the cooldown, and the most expensive cooldown gem, or cheapest cooldown gem, is 199k, but the most cheapest damage gem is 518k. And that's a pretty amazing, well, I gotta say, it's just cheese, man. It's absolute cheese. Now we're going to go to this section here, which is going to be the ability stones. I think the ability stones are going to be similar as usual. Where if you get 2 good combat traits, you can just sell them for a ridiculous amount. Geez, someone trying to get a DPS trait for supports for 500,000. Dude, people are going to be bidding 500, and that's not worth that much. So you can see here, like, Precise Dagger and a few other things like that. Probably be the ones that actually sell. I mean, Adrenaline, Cursed Doll, Adrenaline and Barrack and KBW seem to be the big ones at the moment, as well as Hitmaster and Ambush Master, I suppose, as well. The higher end ones have gone up to about 5k, but that's to be expected. Those are the more in demand, thingos at the moment. Now we're going to go to Bracelet at the moment as well. Bracelet, it's still a infant market. Like, it's still an infant market. There's only been 1 lockout since I last looked at this as well. And, basically a lot of people are bidding on it as well. It's like this one, for example, extra spec, probably going to be bidding on it for quite a while. And, some people, just testing the RNG bonuses or the bonuses that are on there as well. You can see here a lot of the crit specialization bracelets are selling like hotcakes. It seems like stats, especially these ones, for example, especially like, 100 specs, stuff like that, are going to be selling for quite expensive. And eventually the prices will go down, given the fact that, oh man, that's a horrible one. Smite gives domination expertise, 2 stats you don't want. That's a shitty one to see. But overall, as I said, specialization and crit seem to be the main play of the game here. Now looking at the other items here, I guess say overall rings are more of a mature market, and you can see a lot of bids being put on as well. I'm going to say, I think at this stage, a lot of these ones on the market, the rings on the market, just being relisted over and over again. I think at this stage, some people might as well just give up and just like salvage some of these. But you can see, oh, typical Deadeye ring going for 234k, and this is probably, I guess, right now, it's probably best in slot ring for a very long time. So I can understand that. I'm actually a bit surprised. Like, I gotta say, some people put like very unreasonable prices up. I have no idea who this player here is, but mate, this is not a ring that's worth 230k if it's a +4 barricade. Like, it's either got to be like this, like, +5 trend and stuff like that. Otherwise, don't put it up. Now, I wonder if this guy's like, oh, why does my stuff never sell? And I'm like, yeah, because you're putting up a ring that's fucking not worth it. Then again, some people don't get it either, at all. Like, some people just, just want to whinge. I'm just surprised if someone's trying to put, something like that, 4 free up for 250k. So, Master Summon, I'm going to say that one's probably worth the 280k. Death Blow, Heavy Armor, Max MP increase. That's alright, but then again, it's a very, very good support. So you can see here as well, it's basically class mechanics or combat. You're having 2 good combat engravings or a class engraving, just basic skyrockets this one as well. Probably going to be the same for necklaces. I guess we can go through here temporarily to see how everything will go and the bid price, stuff like that. I can say, if you want the best in slot stats, you're forking out quite a bit. And I've got to say, another fucking Deadeye accessory at 10 mil. And I gotta say, yes, it is probably worth 10 mil. No, it isn't worth 10 mil. Mate, Chris Swiftness and crit? No, it's got a spec on it, bro. To be fair though, someone's probably gonna take that for 1000G. Not even lying, by the way. You guys think I'm lying about that? Some people might even take that, it doesn't have the spec on it, even though spec's probably the best stat. Now you can see here, a lot of these ones are just too good. Like, basically it's either summoner accessories or just too good combat traits as well. And that's pretty much it for the accessories, ability stones, and everything in general here as well. Last but not least for today, I know it's a bit of a shorter video as well. I'm just gonna say that the bracelet market is becoming more and more mature. As you can see, there's a lot of spec and crit pieces on there as well that are becoming more expensive. So you probably see eventually a flattening of the market overall when more spec and crit get onto the AH. And basically, the upper end where they're going to overprice by probably about 2 to 3 times is going to come a bit down when there's like more undercutting and stuff like that happening on that bracelet market as well. But I was going to say, basically people who are looking for a good bracelet, just pick up a semi-decent one and just stay tuned and stay looking at the AH for the maximum ones at a later date. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to see you guys later. And have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you guys support. Enjoy your festive season. Love you guys. See you guys later. Peace out.